Welcome back in. As we said, we've got Graham Barton with us today, talented offensive lineman, junior out of Brentwood, Tennessee. I think we're doing some quick math. 26 starts and 27 career games. We're going to talk about that, the journey that began a couple of years ago. But I want to start with this season and what you guys are doing currently. The offensive line is playing so well. When you look back to the summer and the spring, did you see this coming, or has it surprised you, even you being in it, how well you guys have been playing up front?
I mean, it's been something in the works. I just think when you have a veteran group coming back, like we've had, myself, Jacob Monk, Maurice McIntyre, John Gillott, and then you combine that much experience with guys like Dre Harris, Chance Lytle, Jack Burns, who have done a phenomenal job for us and have really helped us on the field. So I just think when you kind of get a group like that, you get really lucky. And a lot of hard work has gone into it, a lot of practice, lots and lots of practice. But I think that's kind of been our recipe for success, is just having that experience and combining it with those guys who have been, you just can't say enough about them.
You mentioned the experience. So I want to go with it in two veins. Let's talk about the guys who've been here for a while. Unfortunately, you guys lost Mo to an injury earlier in the year, and John's been dealing with some stuff. But you and Jake have been a part of this for a while now, and obviously the last couple of years weren't great, and now this year it's going great. Do you think you guys can be the leaders that you are? Obviously, Jacob being a captain and you a leader at left tackle, without going through some of those difficult times that you went through. Like what did you take from those experiences that kind of gives you the confidence you guys clearly have now?
Well, when you're losing the way we did the past 2 years, you find out if you really love football. Do you really love waking up every morning, even when your season's not going the way you want it to? Do you really practice to get better? Do you really compete to win? And so I think having those experiences, I kind of told myself after the past couple of years, like, okay, you really love this, Graham, and I just think using that and just keep kind of having the passion I do for the game, and I think that goes for everyone. I think Jacob Monk, we've had some conversations about it too. I just think everyone knew they wanted to win, and we said we wanted to win, and I think we've done a good job showing this new coaching staff that we're very serious about wanting to win, and we do everything they say. We fight, we scratch, we claw, and just do everything we can to find ways to win. And I think so far we've been pretty successful.
And now we look at the transfers that were brought in. Jack Burns has played a bunch of center. Chance Lytle's kind of been all, bouncing around from the guard positions, and Andre Harris coming over from Arkansas State. It feels like it's a lot of people to blend together in a short period of time, but it seems like it's gelled so well. How much do you credit those guys for buying into the culture that Mike Elko and you guys have been building?
Yeah, I can't say enough about all three of those guys. They've stepped up for us. They came in from day one. They were committed. You never know when you get transfers because you don't know who they are. You don't know how they'll respond to certain situations, and so. But getting to know them over the summer and working real hard with them, and just going through those tough moments with them and summer workouts, and then into fall camp, and just outcomes, a pretty good product. And, they've been great for us. I can't say enough about all three.
I got to ask you about Foley, but I want to ask you in the context of we've seen the extra offensive lineman. We've seen at times he's in his normal number, but we've also seen number 4 go out there. Coach told us it was because that was the only jersey that would fit him. That was the right size when he got the single-digit jersey. One, have you talked with the coaches about some tackle-eligible stuff? But two, if you did go single-digit number, what would you go with if you switched off?
If I were to go to a single-digit number, I feel like I would go number 9. I don't know why. That's the first number that came to my head when you said that. There's no reason behind it. I would probably have to go number 9.
How's the receiving game, though? Any sort of tight end looks in the flat or anything like that?
I don't want to disclose anything on air,
Give the game plan away?
Yeah.
No, that's totally fair. All right, we'll leave that to the side and go to your captain up front, Jacob Monk.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what kind of a leader he is for this group. He seems like kind of a quiet guy that kind of leads by example, but I don't know. I'm curious from your perspective.
Yeah, Jacob has been I'm 62, obviously he's 63, so his locker has been next to me since the day I walked on campus, and I mean, he's been like a big brother to me, you know, because he's a year ahead of me. Like I'm a junior, he's a senior. So when I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. It's like, you know, I've always been able to talk to him about anything. He leads by example. He's passionate. He cares so much. He's selfless. He works tremendously hard. You're not going to find a lot of guys who have more passion for the game than Jacob, and I just can't say enough about him. The respect I have for him. And just how much he's helped me since I've been at Duke.
I'm glad you said talk to him about everything, or anything, I guess I should say, because you and I talked about a month or so ago, and you were telling me about this nickname that the offensive line has come up with, the Dirt Devils. Well, like a week or two later, I sat down with Jacob. He wasn't super excited about it. I'm just be totally honest. He was a little skeptical. He said it was a process that he was being won over. So now I feel like I need to check in and see how that is going, because I know you had a hand in coming up with the nickname originally, right?
Well, yes. So we sat in the meeting room this summer, and we wanted to come up with a nickname for the offensive line. And everyone threw out generic names, and, you know, nothing really stuck. And I said Dirt Devils because I literally thought of the vacuum,
That's right.
and I liked it, but everyone hated it. You know, everyone laughed at me, but you know, I kept kind of sprinkling it in there. You know, when we were talking about the offensive line, and slowly people began. I kind of like it now, and like slowly and slowly it became more of a thing. And Monk has still not caught on. I'm
Still
working
working?
on Monk, but I have won over more people than you would think on the offensive line. So
So we're over 50% now?
I would think we're
We're
well over 50%.
All right, so that's locked in. Well, then
Yeah,
the captain's got to acquiesce
A
at that
lot of
point.
people like to call us Dirt Devils, and so I like it. I think the name sticks.
I am curious from a technical standpoint, because 74 Dave Harding, who does the games with me, would probably be mad at me if I didn't ask. Technically, you guys are such a good run blocking unit. What you guys have done creating holes, but also protecting the quarterback. It's pretty rare that you find an offensive line that can do both well. Normally, like one strength and then maybe pass protect isn't great. So, from a technical standpoint, how have you guys been able to master both and keep Riley's jersey clean, but also just pound guys at the line of scrimmage? Where does that come from technically? What have you guys been working on?
I just think a lot of that is a big credit to Coach Cushing. He's done a great job with us, giving us just a balanced attack. You know, just helping us along the way, and because each player's got a different, like, I guess I'd call it a technical glitch, like things they're not great at, things they like need to improve on, and he's really good about working with each individual player to making sure we're up to par. And so I think that, and I just think the two kind of can go hand in hand, the run game and the passing game. Like there's a common saying like pass protection isn't passive. So I think we kind of bring that physicality from the run game to the pass game, and I think that's kind of how we've been able to find success so far, is just being able to move people from point A to point B, being able to distort the line of scrimmage, being able to push back the line of scrimmage and kind of give our playmakers opportunities to make plays. So I just think that's kind of where we found success.
I'm glad you mentioned Coach Cushing, because I wanted to go there. You know, obviously there was a coaching transition in the offseason, and you had some new guys come in, and I'm sure from a player's perspective, you're curious what that's going to look like, how that's going to go. How would you describe what it's like to learn from him? Obviously, very experienced guy, been a head coach, been a lot of time at Northwestern working with an offensive line. It feels like that's one of the closer knit groups on the team. I don't want to speak for you, but is that a credit to him specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Cushing's been awesome. He was at Northwestern in 2018 when I was coming out of high school. So I had some conversations with him when I was back in high school. Ended up here, but it was kind of full circle. I checked Twitter one day. I was like, "Oh, Coach Cushing." I remember him. And but yeah, since the day we've met, since this offensive line's gotten together, yeah, absolutely, he's done a tremendous job with all of us.
I know guys don't like to talk about themselves, but I'm going to ask you to indulge me for a little bit. Pro Football Focus, crazy stats that you've put up. I don't know if you've seen these. You're probably guys like me that keep throwing them around to have you talk about them. But it's pretty impressive what you've done this year, you know, protecting the quarterback's blind side, not allowing pressures. What have you seen in your game this year? Because it feels like you've taken it to another level.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think like the guys next to me, like have really been a huge help. Like playing next to, I know we lost Maurice for the year, but playing next to Mo for those first few games and just kind of having the chemistry I did with him, and now Chance, me and him are working through that too, building chemistry. Like it's just been allowed me to trust myself. It's allowed me to build confidence in what I'm doing. And I think like we kind of feed off each other, and I think that's been a big help for me is kind of finding that chemistry and finding that cohesiveness. And I just think that's been the biggest thing so far. And then kind of, just looking at myself, like I just think there's like a time that comes with it. It's my second year. I've learned a few tricks of the trade. I'm starting to progress, get a little bit older. So I think I'm just kind of stepping into that role, and I just think a lot of credit goes to the guys next to me, just helping me build that confidence in myself.
One of the tricks that Coach Elko pointed out, the first snap of the game, I think he said against Carolina, you took a linebacker and threw him 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now, is that a trick? Is that clever? Is that just kind of knowing you got an RPO and you got a chance to, be physical, I guess I put it that way?
It's a lot of fundamental goes into it. As Coach Cushing would say, you got to block them on the angle you find them on. You got to pull a certain way. And so I think I just did those things right, and it kind of just where the running back was in relation to the linebacker. And, yeah, it worked out perfectly for a pretty big block.
I think it worked out okay. You mentioned the continual improvement. I can't help but think about the fact that, you were thrown in the fire a little bit your freshman year, having to come out and play center because some guys got hurt. You mentioned the things you've kind of learned from a technical standpoint. Do you have more of a holistic view of how the offensive line's supposed to work because you've played different positions along that offensive line, and does that help at all, or am I kind of making that up?
No, it absolutely helps. You kind of, when you played inside and outside, you kind of know, like, the hard, what's difficult about playing center. Like, you kind of know when you're sitting at tackle and, like, the play we're running, and, like, you kind of know this is a harder block for an inside guy, whatever their assignment is. And so you can kind of just know in the back of your mind that they may need a little more help, or if you've got to peek inside and just certain things. But I think it also helps me kind of picture like the full image of the play. So if anything were to change, it helps me adjust on the fly. So I think it absolutely gives you a more holistic view playing inside and outside.
Quick thought, you guys have Virginia Tech this weekend here at home. I'm curious because it's fresh from a couple weeks ago. You guys played so well down at Miami, obviously one of the big brands in college football, and I think it's fair to say the Hokies are as well. How fun is it to play some of these names that I imagine as you were growing up were kind of the powerhouses in college football?
Yeah, it was pretty cool going down to South Beach, getting to play in that Hard Rock Stadium, obviously a pretty iconic stadium. It was just a lot of fun, like just to get to go down to a sunny climate in Miami and just play football with with this team and go out and get a big win. It was pretty fun. It was a good time.
Do you like the warmer weather, or do you prefer a little bit chillier? I mean, it wasn't super hot. It can be a lot warmer down there at Miami, but
I feel like this is everyone's answer, but I'm like a fall spring guy.
Okay.
Like the 60s, the 70s, like can't beat that,
Not bad for a Tennessee boy. All right,
Yeah.
we're going to do some rapid fire. Everyone wants to get to know you a little bit better, kind of getting your background a little bit. I'll start with that. You're from Brentwood, which is just outside of Nashville, if I'm right. So what's your favorite place to visit in Nashville? Can be country music, can be food, whatever you're thinking about.
I would say if you go to Nashville, you have to try hot chicken, and the place to do that is Hattie B's. Hattie B's hot chicken.
All right, I'm gonna say that's got to come with a warning because I've done that before, and everything's feel nice and good for about 30 seconds, and then you got to give people like, what do you do when you have that panic attack after you've had the hot chicken?
There's different levels. So start slow, work your way up if you want to, but there's different levels of spice.
Where do you enter now as a seasoned veteran? Do you go right to the top? You go for the hottest?
No, I'm a mild guy.
Oh, come on.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah,
No.
I'm not. My dad, he can do the highest level of spice, but I just can't. I'd rather enjoy the food.
So, hot chicken. There you go.
Yep.
It is really good. It
Yeah.
just, you got to be careful with that stuff.
Absolutely.
We talked about nickname earlier for the group as a whole. Let's take the offense as a whole. Who's got the best nickname on the team?
There's a lot of nicknames on the team. Let's see. I say I'd got to go with Jamie Franklin. Everyone
Okay.
calls him Big Pun.
Really?
It's
Is there a story there?
I didn't come up with the name. But if you go back and watch like our strength and conditioning videos of Jamion hitting some crazy lift at some crazy weight, everyone's chanting Big Pun. And so I think that's just been like the most popular nickname, the one that kind of sticks the most.
That's big time. Offensive guy giving love to the defense, and a defensive lineman at that. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that. Okay. I know you played lacrosse. We're sitting here at Brooksfield at Wallace Wade Stadium. Koskinen's just across the way. If you were still playing lacrosse and you had a chance to play for John Danowski, the legendary coach here, what position would we see you playing out there?
If I were to be playing lacrosse right now, I'd probably have to lose 100 pounds because that was the last time I played lacrosse.
The weather's, if you're in the 50s, you're good, though, because it's not hot, so you can move around a little bit. It still might
need
get
to
you a little
improve on the lateral quickness maybe to play that sport, but I'd probably be a deep pole. I played pole in high school, so I was the defenders in the back with the huge sticks.
Okay, there you go. I read somewhere that you like to grill. So is there like a specialty? Like what's your go-to?
I can kind of do it all. A chicken, steak, just any sort of protein. I'll throw it on there. I'll put peppers on there sometimes. Do corn, just whatever kind of whatever Harris Teeter's got on special.
It's not just the steaks and stuff. You'll do like sides and everything on the grill.
It depends on the day, but yeah, if it's nice outside.
Strong. We are a couple weeks outside of Thanksgiving. So, you start to think about holiday food. You start thinking about desserts. So I'm going to give you 3 options of pies. I need you to rank them for me. Like, what would you go to? We got apple, pumpkin, and pecan. Like, what's your power rankings there?
Probably apple, pumpkin, and pecan.
Oh, and the order laid out right there?
Yeah.
You go ice cream or no?
Absolutely.
With which ones?
Apple and pumpkin.
Ice cream and pumpkin. Normally it's like a whipped cream thing. No,
No,
I don't want to push you off of that.
No, I'd probably do it. I'd probably do ice cream with both of those.
Okay. Yo football facilities right around the corner. What's your favorite spot in the Yo?
One of the locker room couches, honestly. It's like you can fall asleep and not wake up for a long time on those couches if you're not careful. So
I know we don't like to give away game plans. I don't like to give away too many statistics. Do we have a record there? Like how many hours have we crashed on that couch for?
A lot. I can't count over 3 years.
No, like in a single sitting, like 4 hours, 5 hours. Like how much have you put down?
No, because I'm careful. So I think the most I've ever slept on that couch is probably like 2 hours at a time because I always set an alarm. But like I've seen guys crash for a long time.
You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, nobody's around.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. One of the cool things to see this year is the new paint scheme at Wallace Wade Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're out on the field, what's your favorite part? Do you like the blue end zones? Do you like the blue stuff? Do you like the grind stuff on the sidelines?
Can I say the tunnel?
Oh, good call.
The tunnel is
the light
awesome.
show on the tunnel now.
The light show. It's black turf, all black walls. They've got some great pictures up. They've got at the top of the tunnel. They've got like the grind saying up there, and then they've got like the inside of the D on the top, and it's pretty cool. Walking out in that is pretty fun. So I know not everyone gets to see that part, but that's
they put on the video board here. It's pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah, when you guys are coming down, it's a pretty good little hype thing.
Pretty cool. That's my favorite part by far.
All right, we talked a lot of football. I got a couple more things on the football side, but first, if you aren't playing football and obviously studying, what are you doing? Give me like a hobby or something you like to do. Are you a gamer? Are you doing anything like that?
Me and my roommates. This is kind of a new thing for me, but
okay.
Brian Foley is one of my roommates, and him, and John Gillot will sit there and play we'll play Mario Kart a lot, and it'll get competitive.
Like old school Mario Kart?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
So it's the newer school Mario Kart, but we'll sit there, and then like Super Smash Bros is also a popular game in the household. So it'll get loud.
Who wins?
Very
the most?
Competitive.
This is your chance to say you. Like you can't say one of them.
I have to though.
Oh no!
I said it's a new thing for me though. It's like they've been playing for a long time. I had never really played until I moved in with them, and now I'm getting better, but I'm a work in progress.
We'll check in a couple of months.
Yeah,
You'll have them down. Couple more. We're getting into November football now. Get really in the heart of it. What's your favorite part of November football?
Favorite part of November football. It's just the atmosphere almost. I think it's just it's football weather, And when you're running out to the field, it's a little cold. All the coaches are yelling, "It's football weather," and it is, and it kind of gets me going. And I just think, you're close to the holidays, and you've got so families coming in town, and everyone's kind of there's decorations going up everywhere, and I just think, I don't know, it's just a good time of year to be playing football. There's a lot of fun football games to watch, obviously to play into this season, and so I guess I have to say the atmosphere. Sorry, that's kind of a general answer.
Yeah, the atmosphere. It's the weather. Should have good weather this weekend
Yeah.
for the Hokies. And last one before we get into a little game we'll play to wrap it up. You mentioned Thanksgiving's just around the corner. We've talked about pie, but when you look holistically, offensive linemen, I know it's cliche, but look, I'm right there with you. We are what we are. We like to eat. So who's doing the most damage at the Thanksgiving dinner? Like, who can put it down?
Justin Pickett.
Really?
At every meal this year, pregame meal, breakfast, any team meal, he doesn't, there's not a thing on his plate. It's almost like he put it on the ground and let a dog lick it clean. I'm serious. It's the crazy. I think it's some
Is it
sort
like
of
bread or something to sop it up, or what's the
I
strategy?
don't know.
You just see
haven't
a clean
paid
plate
attention,
and
but it's unbelievable. It's I just think he's got some so I just think he's just in his mind. He just doesn't let himself waste any food, which is awesome. But it is crazy how clean the plate is when he's done with it. So I would have to say Justin Pickett, 100%.
Appreciate that. You can't let anything go to waste. All right, before we let you go, appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Everyone's been playing the password game. We've had two guys get a perfect 10 out of 10.
All right.
So see if you can be the third to this point. But you're going to pick number 1 through 4. That's going to be your category. It's either going to be Duke football, it's going to be food, it's going to be famous athletes, or it's going to be college football mascots. So 1 out of 4. I will say that Duke football has been the category that people have gotten 10 out of 10. Not that you can't get it done in other realms, but give me a number 1 out of 4. I'll give you clues. You get a chance to guess. We can pass. You have about 2 minutes to try to get 10 out of 10.
I got to challenge the other guys who got 10, so I'll go with 1.
Number 1. All right, right off the top. We'll see. What do we got here? Harding normally gives the clues, but I've got it this way. All right, we got a shot. We're going to go famous athletes.
Oh, this is the one I didn't really want. Let's see it.
No?
No, we can do it. This is the one I was I probably have a least chance of getting a 10. Here we go.
Might be easier than you think. All right,
All
we're
right.
going to try to go 10 out of 10. All right. Start the clock. Buccaneers.
Tom Brady.
See?
Okay.
Making progress early. Golf.
Tiger Woods.
There you go. 2 out of 2. Lakers.
Kobe. LeBron.
We're rolling. There you go. Tennis.
Federer. Nadal. Djokovic.
We'll come back.
All right.
Yankees.
Aaron Judge.
There you go. Gymnastics.
Simone Biles.
There you go. Rolling. Ooh, this is a hard one. Formula 1.
I never watched Formula
Pass.
1.
All right. Another tennis. Different person, though.
Serena Williams.
There you go. Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
Rolling. Argentina.
Lionel Messi.
There you go. Back to tennis. Obviously not Serena. Japanese. Oh, I can see it. It's right there.
Is it start with an M?
No. All right, we'll come back to it.
All right.
Formula 1, British.
I'm never going to get
No.
this one.
All right. We'll try to get 9 out of 10.
All
All right. Japanese women's tennis. Huge star. You got it. You go back to F1. We got about 30 seconds. We can keep trying.
I think we might just have to sit here for
We're
30
gonna
seconds.
call it Lewis Hamilton? No? Do anything for you?
No.
No? Naomi Osaka?
Oh, I do know
See?
that name. Yeah.
8 out of 10 solid, though. For
Yeah.
that category, that's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
No. But good stuff. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Thank
Good luck this weekend against the Hokies. And we'll see you out there.
Yeah.